When I was a wee lad, I didn't have money. This is because I was a child. And thankfully, child labor is illegal in most parts of the United States. But what I did have was a computer. Or more accurately, I had my grandmother's computer. And on that computer, I figured out what Steam was, because a friend of school had Steam. So when I downloaded it and made my account, the first thing that popped up and ended up getting installed was Team Fortress 2. Now, what does Team Fortress 2 have to do with the unknown from Dead by Daylight? Is what some of you are asking, but based on the thumbnail, the clever and crafty ones might have put it together already. I primarily played a character called the Demo Man. His weapon, a grenade launcher, one that bounced off walls to deliver an explosive payload, it made sense to me. My pseudo religious game sessions as Soldier and Demo Man gave me an inherent bias for projectile weapons, and not the kind of gun where you point it at someone, you click, the bullet deals damage. No hit scan. Ones that fired objects, painful tools, usually in an arc of some kind, or if a straight line with travel time. I got older. I kept playing Team Fortress 2 here and there. I still boot it up today, occasionally. But I also started playing Overwatch. Lo and behold, Junkrat made the most sense to me out of the cast when I first started playing in high school. In a world full of Call of Duty guys latching onto Soldier 76 as their jumping point, Junkrat is what felt familiar to me, and so did Far, but that's not as important. You can divine, perhaps, if you're an avid gamer, such as myself, the relationship between Demo Man and Junkrat, and if you've got any experience with the unknown, you may be able to guess why this grenade launching killer felt like home as soon as I started playing him. Now, I've played Dead by Daylight for about 700 hours. I'm rounding up by 12 because 700 sounds better than 688. But regardless, I started with Trapper. I moved to Leatherface. I'm a big enough Nightmare on Elm Street fan to buy a Freddy sweater from the Spirit Halloween I worked at, and I have a glove. Why not main Freddy for a little while, even though he sucks? Hey, I like cowboys. Deathslinger. That's pretty much my series of mains throughout my history of playing this game. Until recently. See, The Unknown came out, at the time of writing, about 469 days ago, or a year, 3 months, 10 days. I've been playing The Unknown for 4 days, or at least that's what it said in the script. By the time I got around to recording this, it's more like a week. I bought the Rift Pass because I was already spending money to get Springtrap, who just released, June 2025, so I figured let's just grab everything from the pass and then throw some RXLs down on Springtrap and fuck it, let's get the Unknown too. I played Springtrap a single time in the Unknown every game since then. I still remember the feeling. My very first UVX blast. I can picture in my head slow motion, 3D, the globule of mystery pain flying through the air, the ricochet off the wall, blast zone. And that was it. That was home. That's me, maybe 10 years old, watching Meet the Team videos on my grandmother's computer and throwing bombs at anything on my screen the opposite of my team's color. That one blast, that was me, maybe 16, playing Overwatch for the first time, confused on who I was supposed to pick up and play until I landed on the bomb guy. In some ways, that's me at the age of 17, playing Apex Legends for the first time, where I played Fuse for 3 months and I never touched the game again because it sucked. Okay, it's a bomb. It's a bomb that arcs with travel time. A projectile that explodes in an area of effect. That's me. That's home. That's my affinity for grenade launchers that I built up for about 23 years. Right on the shelf within arm's reach, next to my love for double-barreled shotguns. It feels right, I'm getting 4Ks. It feels like nobody knows what this killer does except me. I'm playing against people that make themselves targets for the easiest lineups in the world. I'm bouncing bombs off walls, loops, pallets. I'm shooting it at their feet. I'm shooting it 20 miles away, straight up in the air, so the UVX artillery blast can dive bomb an unsuspecting gin jockey. I'm shooting it with the same aim where they will be mentality that's been built into my muscle memory and eroded into my bone marrow since I was a child. All the Unknown needs is a sticky bomb launcher and a steel trap to really feel like he was made for me. But the grenade launcher and instant teleportation sells it just fine on its own. His lore, making him out to be an amalgamated entity of sorts, taking different parts of the stories made by its victims to explain its own existence. It's very compelling, like a feedback loop of unknown. I like that when you stand still and look around, only his neck moves, his tall and gangly frame, so I can peek my head over objects to stare at survivors. Uh, it's fun dropping a chase instantly to warp across the map, right into the face of someone trying to get rid of my hallucination. For, free jump scares. I like that I can keep the entire survivor team on their toes at once. Nobody knows when they're going to get airdropped a ball made out of sin and decay. No one knows exactly where I am. I know where everyone else is. I'm playing Tetris with the wall in front of you to weaken you and make you oblivious, so I can pop out the other end with a gently used fire axe to tear your physical frame asunder. What a kit. I like that he wobbles around like a gangly freak. His body looks like a mangled, ran over corpse. It looks like 50 different people tried to kill him only to find out that he can't die. His eyes are empty, smile wide, one leg backwards. I don't actually like that part, but the rest of it is a great aesthetic for a horror movie monster. I like the way that he crawls in his Mori animation, skittering forwards like a bug as if to say, I could have done this the whole time, I just wanted to chase you on my two fucked up feet for a challenge. To the way his voice lines asked if you drop something while smacking the shit out of you. But more than anything, I'm a fan of the grenade launcher. While I originally avoided playing this killer at first because I really couldn't grasp the mismatch of themes, I've come to appreciate him as a patchwork of made-up stories, and I'm sitting at the other end of the road understanding that my confusion was the point of his character. He's compellingly empty. There's nothing there. Well, nothing solid. All we have are the parroted phrases he stole from his victims and the ones he uses to lure in new ones. We have all that, and the grenade launcher, which is really all I need. The rest was just a bonus. What a swell guy.